SCDN, news you can actually taste. Your grandma's cinnamon rolls. Growing up, my mom always made these for her good friends at Christmas time, and you could literally hear the primal groans of pure joy rising from the rooftops of our town. The cinnamon, the sugar, the butter oozing out in every direction. Pure and utter bliss, I tell you. I've carried on the tradition through the years and have won friends and influenced people just by delivering these rolls for Christmas brunch or Christmas dessert. They really are that good. The best part is the maple frosting. Don't be afraid to drown those puppies. Be sure to get frosting around the perimeter of the baking pan too, so the icing will coat the outside of the rolls. These are not non-caloric. Did I mention that? Pour the frosting on when the cinnamon rolls are hot and fresh out of the oven, and the two will settle in and become one. And you'll be another step closer to being the most popular person in Pahuska, or wherever you call home. P.S. Check out these notes on cinnamon rolls, where I break down some of my most asked questions about this recipe. Should you chill cinnamon roll dough before rolling it out? You don't have to, but refrigerating it results in a firmer dough. That means less mess when rolling and assembling, and the cinnamon rolls will turn out a little prettier. I've done it both ways. Trust me, no one will care how pretty a cinnamon roll is when they're eating it, but if I have the time, I like to chill it for at least an hour. The dough can be refrigerated for up to 3 days. Do you have to use maple extract and coffee in the frosting? No. But should you? Yes. Even if you don't necessarily love maple flavoring or coffee, just trust me on this one. Neither flavor is strong or overpowering in the frosting. It simply enhances it in the most magical way. If you absolutely must, you can leave out one or both. Instead of the maple extract, add a splash of vanilla extract. Instead of the coffee, just use a little more milk to reach that pourable consistency. Can you freeze cinnamon rolls? Yes. And here's the kicker. You can freeze them at almost any point. You can freeze the rolls unrisen in the pan. Cover them tightly with both plastic wrap and foil before freezing. Then, when you're ready, remove them from the freezer, allow the rolls to thaw and rise, and continue baking and icing as usual. You can freeze the rolls baked but unfrosted. When it comes time to serve, just thaw them out, warm them for a few minutes in the oven, and frost them while warm. You can also freeze the rolls fully baked and iced. I usually go this route. Just allow the rolls to cool completely, then cover them with plastic wrap and foil and pop them in the freezer. When you get ready, let the rolls thaw in the refrigerator overnight. Then remove the plastic wrap and foil, recover loosely with foil, and warm the rolls in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 20 minutes or until they're heated through. Directions. 1. For the dough, heat the milk, vegetable oil, and sugar in a medium saucepan over medium heat to just below a boil. Set aside and cool to between 105 and 115 degrees. Sprinkle the yeast on top and let it sit on the milk for 1 minute. 2. Add 8 cups of the flour. Stir until just combined. It will be very sticky. Then cover and set aside in a relatively warm place for 1 hour. After 1 hour, it should be puffy and risen. Add the remaining 1 cup of flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Stir fold gently until just combined. Use the dough right away, or place it in a mixing bowl and refrigerate for up to 3 days, punching down the dough if it rises to the top of the bowl. Note, the dough is easier to work with if it has been chilled for at least an hour or so beforehand. 3. To assemble the rolls, remove the dough from the bowl. On a floured baking surface, roll the dough into a large rectangle, about 50-55 inches by 10 inches. The dough should be rolled very thin. 4. To make the filling, pour 1-1-2 cups of melted butter all over the surface of the dough. Use your fingers to spread the butter evenly, covering every bit of dough. Generously sprinkle 1-2 to 2 cups sugar over the butter, evenly distributing it. Don't be afraid to drizzle on more butter or more sugar. Gooey is the goal. 5. Now, beginning at the end farthest from you, roll the rectangle tightly towards you, going back and forth down the length of the roll. Use both hands and work slowly, being careful to keep the roll tight. Don't worry if the filling oozes as you work. That just means the rolls are going to be divine. When you reach the end, bring up the end and fold it on top of the roll. Pinch the seam closed to seal and flip the roll so that the seam is face down on the countertop. When you're finished, you'll wind up with one long, buttery, cinnamony, sugary, gooey log. 6. Slip a cutting board underneath the roll and with a sharp knife, make 3/4 inch to 1 inch slices. One log will produce 40 to 50 rolls. Pour 1 tablespoon of melted butter into each of the 7 disposable foil cake pans, or regular 9-inch round cake pans, and swirl to coat. Place the sliced rolls in the pans, being careful not to overcrowd. Each pan will hold 7 rolls, 1 in the middle and 6 surrounding. 7. Cover all the pans with a kitchen towel and set aside to rise on the countertop for at least 45 minutes before baking. 8. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees. 9. Remove the towel after 45 minutes and bake for 15 to 18 minutes until golden brown. Don't allow the rolls to become overly brown on top, but you want them to be golden and not pale. 10. While the rolls are baking, make the maple icing. In a large bowl, whisk together the powdered sugar, milk, butter, coffee, and salt. Splash in the maple flavoring, whisk until very smooth. Taste and add in more maple, sugar, butter, or other ingredients as needed until the icing reaches the desired consistency. The icing should be somewhat thick, but still very pourable. 11. Remove the pans from the oven. Immediately drizzle icing over the top. Be sure to get it all around the edges and over the top. They should be swimming in the icing. As they sit, the rolls will absorb some of the icing's moisture and flavor. Serve warm or allow to cool and package for friends and family. 12. Finished iced rolls can be wrapped and frozen. You'll be another step closer to being the most popular person in town or the jiggliest, depending on whether you choose to deliver the rolls to friends or lock yourself in your pantry and eat them all by yourself.